Ready to go live in 3, 2, 1.
Yo, what up? It's your girl V-Henny, man. You already know the vibes. Welcome to the Artistry, where we talk shit about music, entertainment, and your everyday struggle. And you already know, man, we got in the building, entrepreneur, event coordinator. Yo, the guy's doing mad shit. Radio personality to like promoter to tour curator to he's just taking over the world. We got B.Moss in the building.
Yeah.
What's good?
What's up, Ian? You good?
I'm good.
I'm glad to be here. Like I see, y'all got like the Hennessy, the VS, the very special.
Man, listen, we have this because I like to always toast to your success. To those, that are on the show with me. Thank you for taking the time and just being here, because at the end of the day, bro, I know you're busy.
Yeah, look, I take time out for people who take time out for me, because I don't really like it. Even though I am busy, people sit back and people don't really be like, hey, let's get an interview done. I'm like, I love doing interviews. Nobody ever asks. Yeah, they just think I'm too busy.
Really?
Yeah. They think I'm too busy. They never. No one ever asks.
I'm very forward. Like when I see when I see somebody who's passionate about what they do and just about their business, I love hearing a person's story. You understand?
Yeah, absolutely.
So, I know you're a man with a story to tell. So again, congratulations on all your success.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Congratulations on everything you're tackling. I think you're dope energy, and I just look forward to what's the future.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you.
Cheers. You already know the vibe, bro.
For real.
Let me do that shit to you. Brown water.
I'm not a big drinker.
Nah, you're not.
Nah, but when people ask me to take shots, I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna do it.
You can't be disrespectful.
Yeah, you can't. No, absolutely not. But I'm glad yours is bigger than mine.
Yeah. I mean, the V and the Henny, you understand?
Right. I see.
Makes sense, you understand?
Absolutely.
But I want to just say shout out to the show you had yesterday.
Okay, yeah.
We out here and we was in Tampa.
Yeah.
And Florida and everything for Super Bowl weekend. Super successful.
Mm-hmm.
I was just like looking at during COVID.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know though, like having that amount of artists in the crowd and everything. I want to know what's your process like for an artist to be a part of your showcases. You're good.
Excuse me. Oh my goodness, excuse me.
You get one more. One more. If not, it's COVID, bro.
Y'all got some water or something?
Give me a
No, I'm sorry. No, I'm good now. The process for an artist to sign up for a show, basically with everything that we do, we have a website.
Okay.
Everything is all on our website. So if an artist hit me up on Instagram and be like, hey Moss, what's your next show? Or hey Moss, how can I get on your events? First thing I'm gonna do, send them a list of my website, with all my event dates, everything I got going on, because I want them to have a one-stop shop. Because if you're gonna go to my website and you see my events, you'll also see my team's pictures. You'll see that my cameraman, he does this. You'll see my manager, she does this, and you might, I might want to get a video with my I want to get a video of my performance at the show I do, or I might want to see about potentially getting artist development, or I want to see about potentially getting my song in rotation, so on and so forth. So I always send them straight to my website, because that's number one. It drives the traffic of my website up, so I can show the analytics in case somebody be like, well, what's your website doing? What's the numbers of your website doing? Or anything like that. So I always send them there. Everything about the show they want to get signed up, it's all on there. So if they're interested, they can fill out the form at the bottom of the site. And once they fill out the form, they can upload their own picture.
Okay.
And we make their flyers, and then we email it back to them.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's pretty much self-explanatory.
Everything's self-explanatory.
But come on, let's keep it a buck, yo. Sometimes not everybody comprehends.
That's true, which is it's so crazy, because at the bottom of the site it says, I have read and understood. Yeah. They have to check that box. I have read and understood everything on this page. Yeah. And if they don't check that box, then listen, okay, maybe I really need to go back up and read.
Yo, you know what's crazy, though? It's easy said and done. You understand?
Yeah, absolutely.
But let's go back to again, I'm the type that I love a story.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? So You're a man from Mississippi.
Jackson, Mississippi.
Bro.
Even though I was born in Savannah, but pretty much Jackson is where I say I'm from.
Okay. Okay. So starting in Mississippi, and then going to like Georgia and stuff like that. How was that transition?
It was I can't really say it was hard. It was just more so like I wanted a different life change.
Okay.
So growing up in Mississippi, like when y'all think of Mississippi, when anybody thinks of Mississippi, they first think about country.
No, I'm from the Bronx, so I'm just like,
so you think like
honky tonk type.
Yeah, somebody was like, yo, y'all still got slavery out there and everything. I'm like,
done.
man, chill, man. Like, nah. But it is like it's everything what you think it is.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like it is still racist, it is still, country. We are behind on everything. We are some of the slowest, not slowest, but less educated people in America, you know what I'm saying? And that's not no disrespect to my state, but I understand why we are like that. So we're behind the curve on just about everything. With me, I just wanted a different outlook on life.
Okay.
I wanted to change my life. So my father, my biological father, he called me, he's like, listen, if you want an opportunity to change your life, move here to Augusta, Georgia with me. And I was like, nah. At first he told me, I was like, nah. But me and my stepfather, we weren't really getting along too well.
Okay.
And we're okay now. It's just at the time we weren't really getting along too well. And I was like, man, you know what? I'm gonna make this move to Georgia. My mom didn't like it, my stepfather didn't like it, but I just knew it had to be the right decision.
Okay.
So I moved to Augusta, Georgia, and I want to say 2008, somewhere up in there. And when I moved to Augusta, Georgia, like everything that I said I didn't want to be known for, that I was known for Mississippi, which I wasn't known for nothing. It wasn't I wasn't doing music. I wasn't in the band. I wasn't. Okay. It was nothing at all that ever had to do with music or entertainment in Mississippi at all. Okay. When I moved to Augusta, all that changed.
How
I just wanted something different. Like I talked to I said I need to meet some people because I didn't know anybody when I moved to Augusta. So when I first moved to Augusta, I went to the club by myself, and I was like, I'm gonna meet somebody, you know what I'm saying, meet some friends or whatever. So, and this was like back when MySpace was still jumping, you know what I'm saying. So like back in the day, so Facebook was a thing, but it wasn't as popular as it is now.
Yo, wait, MySpace? Did you have music?
Yeah, you had the whole,
the
whole thing. Yeah, MySpace is hard, man. Like MySpace is dope. This is back in the day now. So I went to the club, met a guy who was a DJ at the club, and I just told him, I said, bro, I need to meet some people. I'm new to the city and everything like that. He's like, bro, get my number. Next time I'm in the city, next time I'm DJing here, I'll let you know. So I think he had to come back like 3 weeks later. I came through, and ever since then, like we just became really good friends. And then I think like while he was DJing one night, I remember him saying, like, man, I need somebody to talk on the mic. And this was like probably like 2 or 3 months after I've been knowing him. I said, bro, I can do this, man. Like, what you want me to say? He's like, man, just hype the crowd up. And I was like, all right, I can do this. So like I did that for like I was his host, quote unquote host, for like the next year and a half, almost 2 years, while I was in Augusta. And we were so good at hosting and DJing all the young adult parties in the city that one of the radio stations reached out to, both of them really wanted us, but the one that we wanted to work for reached out to us first.
Okay.
So once we was able to get over there, we interned for like a year and a half, and then they eventually put us, gave us our own, radio show. It wasn't like a big show, like everyday show. It was like a Sunday show.
Yo,
type thing.
That's called the power of network.
Yeah, absolutely. It was.
Power of network.
Absolutely.
You know what? Why I stress this? Because a lot of people don't understand that networking is so vital.
Yes,
within
very
this
true.
industry.
Mm-hmm.
Relationships is currency as well. And I also love that you actually implemented the fact that you started as an intern, because again, people look at your social media,
right,
and they assume off the bat, yo, it's the gratification in a sense,
right, absolutely.
They don't realize the story behind it.
Nah, they don't know the story, and like it's people gotta realize everybody starts from zero.
Exactly.
Like I started from zero too. I remember when I first moved to Atlanta, I only had like 8,000 followers, and that was in 2016. You know what I'm saying? Because I tried to when I first moved to Atlanta, I tried to go the DJ, because I'm a DJ now. I tried to go the DJ route, hitting up so many different bars and clubs and everything. Hey, you know, I'm a DJ, but it didn't work like that. They care more about how many people is following you. And after I realized that, I'm like, okay, well, I gotta get my followers up. I gotta get more people to really understand what I do and see what I do. And that ever since then, it's been a better relationship with the club owners. But I just started throwing my own events because I'd rather not deal with the club owners.
So when did you realize you were a brand? Not just a host, not just this, you know, radio personality. You are a brand.
I used to work for this lady in Atlanta. This lady named B.Moss. So a lot of people know her, some people don't. She's Waka Flocka's mom. Okay. So I used to work for her in Atlanta. I worked for her for like maybe close to a year, 6 months to a year, somewhere up in there, in 2016, 2017. And I was basically telling her about how I was in Atlanta and I want to get known more in Atlanta. And so her exact words, well, I said, you know, I started throwing these open mic events because I realized doing it in Atlanta is cool, because in Atlanta you have like 4 a day. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Like a day, at least 4 a day. It's probably more, but that I don't know of, but I know it's probably at least 4 open mic events in Atlanta. So I was like, well, why don't I just get the open mic events instead of doing them in Atlanta? Just go to other cities and states and do them. Mm-hmm. You know, so when I told her my idea of doing it, doing it in Atlanta first, because I wanted to do it in Atlanta at first. And then her exact words was, you can either take over the streets or take over the world. And I was like, what do you mean when you say that? And she was like, some people are only known for just doing stuff in Atlanta. They can't go to different cities and states and go different places and do events. You know what I'm saying? You could be that type of person, or you could figure out how to do that in other cities. Mm-hmm. And I was like, okay, I think I want to do it in other cities. I don't want to just be Atlanta famous type shit. Yeah. So she was like, okay, cool. When you figure that out, hit me up. So I didn't understand then, but when I thought about it, I was like, well, if I'm doing these open mic events, why don't I just pick a city that don't have the opportunity and do an open mic event as a DJ, quote unquote, and go to another city that don't have the opportunities, and the people that I like in that city, have them come to Atlanta and perform. And the first city I decided to do that in was in Little Rock, Arkansas. And I did it in like 2017, somewhere up in there. Okay. And it was a hit. Was it? It was a hit. Like, it was a hit. Like, ever since then, it was like, okay, it was Little Rock. Then I think the second city I went to was St. Louis. Then it was Memphis. And it was Jackson, Mississippi. Then it was Chicago, and so on and so forth. And eventually, I was able to have enough venues under my belt to where I'm able to do a 10-city tour, because I have 10 venues in different cities. Okay. I can do events in. So that, and it just grew from there. So like, people, I'll go to West Haven, Connecticut and throw an event. They're like, what are you doing here? You from Atlanta? I'm like, listen, like, the opportunity that I have, people from Atlanta ain't gonna come here.
Yeah. So you see how you just literally, like, your first state was Arkansas.
Yeah, that's the first city I went to, Little Rock, Arkansas.
Yo, bro, like, my thing is just like, you just, like, how was the structure of it, the plan?
I'm gonna be honest, it wasn't even really a structure. I just decided, like, I sat down, I Googled a map of the United States. This is what I really do. And I said, I don't want to go past Texas. Okay. So I'm like, I don't want to go past Texas, but I don't want to go to, like, no big city like Chicago or New York at the time. Okay. New York. I don't want to go to, like, Baltimore. I want to go to a city that's not as big, but people would, you know, still come out. And I was like, well, what city that people don't think rappers exist in? Little Rock.
No, I mean, you're right. You understand? I get it. Like,
no one ever heard of rappers coming out of Arkansas, of Little Rock, or just, you know, Arkansas, period. So I was like, all right, we're going to try this in Little Rock. And I did it in Little Rock. And from being in Little Rock, I had people from Missouri coming from Little Rock. Mm-hmm. So one of the guys I met in in Little Rock, he said, listen, you should bring this thing to Missouri. I said, well, I just need to find a spot. He's like, oh, I got a spot for you in St. Louis. So he found me a spot in St. Louis. And when I was in St. Louis, St. Louis is like 3 hours from Chicago.
Okay.
I met an artist from Chicago. From Chicago, but he was in St. Louis. I linked up with him. I said, bro, find me a spot in Chicago. And he found me a spot in Chicago. So when artists find me, you know, let's say like, if an artist find me a club or a venue or something like that, I'll bless them, like, if I'm able to do it at the spot. So let's say like, if you're an artist and you come up to me and say, hey man, you know, I got this spot in, you know, Queens, you know what I'm saying? I'll be like, okay, cool, how much does it cost? If I'm able to do the show there, I'll give you $200, $300, $400 depending on how well the show does. You know, I bless people from doing that because you helped me come into a situation that I wasn't even about to get into if you wasn't involved. And then that makes our relationship better because now what you're going to do is find me more venues. That's like, listen, I can get paid and I can perform.
The whole factor of, like you said, getting paid, the incentives behind it is super dope, you know, because again, like, I think the beauty of how, like, you're making this, like, the beauty of what you do is the fact that if I eat, my team eats.
Absolutely.
You know, and not a lot of people understand that, and I think this is why you're so successful. You know, I want to know though, like, if you look at New York artists, you know, up north, we're very egotistical. You know, now you go to the South or whatever. Why do you think the support is stronger down South opposed to up north?
With all due respect, y'all get money fast. You know what I'm saying? We get money a lot slower. So with y'all getting money fast, everything is so. So it's not, and this is my opinion. Not saying anybody else's opinion, it's my opinion. Y'all get money a lot faster than we do. Y'all don't. To me, y'all don't take the time to really get to know the person y'all getting the money from, or get to know the people that y'all have, you know, around you. You know what I'm saying? It's all about get in, get out, get in, get out. With us down here in the South, it's more so of relationships. We build the relationships. Atlanta's on top of music because we support each other, not because we have the best rappers. It's a togetherness down here. And I'm not from Atlanta, but that's what I noticed. Not even just on the mainstream level, on the independent level. If I did that showcase in Atlanta, all the artists that was from Atlanta will be there from the beginning to the end, supporting everybody. Because it's a support factor because we help the next person get out, and that person's gonna help us get out. And it's no disrespect to people from New York. I've never been up there to really see the support. And from what everyone has told me, it's not as big as it is down south. So, and this is just from what I was told. I've only been in New York one time, and I loved it when I went up there because y'all got all the buildings and the lights and you know what I'm saying. Y'all got everything down there that we would love. Food is amazing out there, but it's different down here. You know, down here it's like. It's like y'all struggle is different because y'all get money fast. You know what I'm saying? If we struggle, it's gonna take us a little minute to try to figure shit out. You know what I'm saying? Like it'll take us a little minute, but I still love the culture that y'all have up there because y'all showing us how to get money fast. You know what I'm saying? And we showing y'all like, listen, the support can happen. You know what I'm saying? All y'all gotta do is just support each other. Y'all can help the next people get up out of the city. It's not like how it was, you know, back in the 90s where everybody hated each other.
No, that's a fact. And I mean, I guess that is a gift and a curse. You know, now going back to your brand, you know, how you started Moss Fest. You know, you started in 2017, right? More or less. Okay.
2017.
So from 2017 to now where we're at, like, how is let me rephrase that. What's the challenge you can say that you are most proud of?
Honestly, when I started Moss Fest in 2017, I remember it was just me and Lucy. It was me and her. And one of the main things that I would say as a personal accomplishment was I was able to quit my job. You know what I'm saying? And I had a career job. I was telling you off camera, you know what I'm saying? Like I worked in chemo. I was making chemo for cancer patients. I did that for 13 years. You know what I'm saying? Well, 10 up until 2018. You know what I'm saying? And now I still have my license and certification, but I haven't been doing that in such a long time. Now I did go back last year because they were short healthcare workers.
Okay.
So they need some people to hop back into healthcare. And of course with my certification, I was able to go back to that.
Okay.
But that was just more so like, hey, we need you for like a couple months type of situation.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like a permanent type of thing. And I'm like, well, hell, I can't make no money in the clubs. All right, let me go back, for a little while. But for me, I was able to quit my job and now start to build a strong team that's gonna support not only what I do, but me support what they do.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So like that's definitely gonna have to be like my biggest accomplishment because like I was telling Lucy, like the more people I help become successful, the more successful I become.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna help as many people as I can, as long as they ask for it or show me that they want the help. So like definitely me quitting my job and help put my team on, the people that support me, is my biggest accomplishment.
When did you start implementing artist development within your I guess the whole structure of your shows?
I ain't gonna lie, I just started that.
Okay.
Like it was just artists. I know you saw it last night.
Yeah.
So the artist that we had last night, I've been watching him for, I want to say close to 3 years.
Okay.
It ain't like I just started. Like it's like I watch how an artist, what they can do for themselves before I'm able to step into the picture and be like, hey, let me see if I can do this for you.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I watched him come to the show. He's from Mississippi too. But he's from a different part. You know what I'm saying? So, but I seen him. He came to a show we did in Jackson, Mississippi. Then he came to a show we did in Atlanta. Then I put him in front of Quality Control Music. He ended up winning that show, but he left. You know what I'm saying? So when next time I seen him, I was like, why did you leave? Because, you know what I'm saying? Like, because I think if you would have won, you would have got like a 5-city tour, but he wasn't there when they announced it. So he left. So they gave it to somebody else. So I said, bro, why did you leave? Like, they liked you. So he was like, bro, I didn't know I had to leave. I didn't know I could stay. I said, well, you should have stayed. So I ended up telling him, talk to him next time I seen him in Jackson. He won that show again. And when I don't just pick one winner, I pick a few people to come back. So we picked him again to come back to Atlanta. I said, you know what? I'm gonna see if Quality Control gonna pick him again.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like this is like the next year. This is in 2019. He won in 2019, and I said I'm gonna put him again on the show 2020.
Okay.
And see if he gonna win in 2020. And I'd be damn, he won again in 2020. The same person.
Oh.
The
Really?
same person. Like I had the same judge, but I don't think he remembers. He picked him 2 years in a row. I remember. I said I don't think he remembers. So let me see if I'm gonna put him on the different. I mean, on the same show, but same judge. Let me see if he's gonna win again. Because if he's that good, it's like the guy picked him twice. I didn't tell him, hey, pick him. I'm just gonna watch, see how he move. And Baby Coach, who was Coach K's son. Coach K is the owner of Quality Control Music. Him and P. I said, I'm gonna see if Baby Coach picks him again. And he picked him again. And ever since then, my whole team was like, hey man, listen, we gotta do something with him. Because if we don't do something with him, somebody else gonna try to do something with him. I said, all right. I still didn't believe, you know what I'm saying? But I listened to them because they the engine running. I'm just about they the engine running this whole thing. So I said, all right, what can we do for him? It was like, well, let's start like an artist development thing, like it's like art, like helping artists get to the next level. And it's not really more so saying that they're signed under us, but more so like it's things that artists don't know how to do. Most of these artists want to get paid, but barely know how to hold a mic at the show.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Most of these artists want to, you get what I'm saying? So it's like more so getting them ready for the labels to reach out to them, making sure the numbers are made right, making sure not really the people that make it ain't the most known. It's the most people that's getting seen, not the most people that knows you. So you have to get people to see you the most. When you're at the club, don't say, "Hey man, follow me on Instagram, this," because more than likely they're not going to follow you.
Yeah.
But if you have a banner with all your stuff on, you be like, "Hey man, my Instagram is right here." You still promoting yourself even when you're not on the stage.
Yeah.
You can take your stuff off the stage and people be like, "Bro, you did good, man. How can I follow you, man? Pick up my stuff right here, bro. Follow me here." And it's easier for them to see your Instagram instead of you saying it one time on the mic.
Yeah.
So that's what, and it's other things along with the artist development that we're still in the process of working on, which we're gonna kick that program off April of 2020, and we're not gonna have like a whole bunch of artists under it.
Okay.
We're only gonna have like maybe 5. Like 5, and it's gonna be like the way me and Lucy is gonna structure it it's either gonna be like a 3-month plan, a 6-month plan, and a 12-month plan.
Okay.
Or was it 2, 4, and 8? Yeah, 2, 4, and 8. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Like I said, we're still working on it. 2, 4, and 8. Of course, the 8-month plan is gonna be the big everything. So like I said, we're still working on it. By the time April rolls around, we'll have all the kinks out the system and know what we really want to do with the program.
Do you think, because you see how, especially hip hop, like how much it has evolved, right? You know, you had word on the street is artist development is a dying art. Do you believe that?
Absolutely, because nobody wants to do it. No one wants to deal with. It's like dirty work. No one wants to be the janitor in the hospital.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like no one wants to be the person that cleans up or sweeps up the hair at the barbershop. No one wants to do that. We don't want to do it, but we like, listen, if we don't do it, somebody will. It's gonna always be a dying art. But it's also too doing it right and from the heart. Like don't do it just because you feel like it's a check-in, because it's a check-in everything. But also understand if you're doing it for the right reasons and making sure that the person that you're doing it for is getting the right opportunity from it, then it can actually be a good thing. Okay. It could actually be a miracle in disguise, which it is a dying art. I definitely truly agree. But the only reason why it's dying, once again, nobody wants to do it.
No, and I get that, you know, like that's what, because I'm very big on artist development as well. Like I see artists, like you said, they want to get paid, yet they don't know how to hold the mic.
Yeah.
Cuffing. Stop cuffing the mic.
Performance tracks is another one.
Yo, performance tracks, yes. The fact that I told the artist yesterday, like, yo, you finished the song and you said, I'm out, peace. Why you didn't shout out your Instagram, your social media? Your goal is to now collect data and get 20 new Instagram followers. You understand? Like people who like you said, nobody want to do that work, but it's necessary. And I feel like artists don't understand that, and I don't understand why they don't understand that.
Because I'm gonna be real, everybody feels like they can make it overnight. They feel like that. They know it can't happen, but they feel like it can. Everyone wants the easy way out and not want to go the best way out. You know what I'm saying? Everybody wants stuff fast because I blame the internet for that. Because they see this person that they didn't know a week ago and they blow up overnight. In their mind, they think they blew up overnight without even knowing the work that they seen this artists do. Prime example, I would say the baby. I seen the baby at South by Southwest in 2018. Not the year he wore the diaper. That was 2017. 2018 was the next year. The baby had 56,000 followers on Instagram. He performed at a free South by Southwest show. One thing, I don't know if y'all ever been to South by Southwest, but most of the spots is free on 6th Street. You know, in the daytime. Yeah. So like you just go in there, show your ID, go to the event, see whoever performing and everything like that. I remember seeing the baby having 56,000 followers, but the way he carried himself, you know what I'm saying? He had all his crew had the baby on. He's like, I'm from Charlotte, from 704. I'm like, who is this dude? I follow him on Instagram after that. And I'll be damned if I see him 6 months later. Of course, he had caught a charge, you know, with a dude in Walmart or something like that. But I seen the growth from 56,000 followers to millions of followers where he at now. A lot of people feel like he would have just happened overnight. But I seen the growth from 2018. And then, of course, when he wore the diaper the year before, but I don't think he got as much recognition from that than he is now. You know, so that's old stuff. He's like, that shit old. You know, he's trying to get noticed. It's a gimmick sometimes with these artists, the way to get noticed. Yeah. Sometimes, not every, because a lot of times you gotta realize music ain't gonna always do it for you. What else can you do? And I'm not saying go wear a diaper, but I do think one of the main things you have to have is character and personality. Yes. And that's one thing that he had. He's a shit talker. Yeah, he is. So that's why he is more famous now because of the shit he talks. Yeah. Not really more so of his music. You know, so you gotta have that type of a gimmick. No, you're definitely or to get noticed more.
Because I agree with you, because like what drew me to him was just how vulgar he was with it, you know, with like his lyrics. Yeah. And just again the shit talking. Yeah. Understand? Like, absolutely. So you know, that's what attracted me to him as far as an artist, you know. And then now you're going back to to where you're at within your company, like learning the process and all that is dope because you're actually taking the time and you're building them up.
Right.
So I think it's dope, yo.
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
continue doing that.
Appreciate
because
that.
I mean, I respect it. I do it as well. Like, and it's just it's a beautiful art for me.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
No, it is. And I'm just a person. I love music. I love hip hop. You understand? And I love the process of it. So you know, I notice with you, like the fact that you're constantly putting yourself. Even if you don't, like if you didn't know, you learned it. What I realized with you, you the type that you jump in, you're gonna figure out how you're gonna build this parachute.
Yeah.
You understand?
That's true.
And I think that's dope.
Thank you.
That's definitely dope. So what are we expecting next from you?
The next tour we got, I do 2 tours a year, well 3 tours a year, but I don't really count my 3rd one because that's a give back.
Okay.
Every Christmas I give away like $6,000 in 6 different cities.
Nice.
Well, $1,000 a city, so I give away $6,000 pretty much. That's what I did last year and the year before. So, but my spring tour that I do is called the Dreams to Reality Tour. I call it Mini Moss Fest.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's pretty much like the same thing as Moss Fest, but on a smaller scale. I go to some of the more popular cities that we have access to now because COVID, a lot of places is closed down, but maybe like 10 to 15, 10 to 15 cities will do Dreams to Reality. And instead of us picking where you perform at, we pick 2 labels and we say, which label you want to perform in front of? And so like whichever labels we're dealing with. So this time it'll be either Authentic Empire or QC. So we're gonna say, hey, where you want to perform at? Hey, I want the QC show, or I want the Authentic show, or I want the QC show. Like whichever one you want, we're gonna put you in front of them. Now after we put you in front of them, it is your job. You already, you know what I'm saying?
Say it is your job.
It's not our job to make them fuck with you.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? It's not our job to make like, hey, you need to go get this person information. It's not our job to do that. Our job is to make sure they're there at the show, which we do that. So your job is to make sure your music speaks for itself and to make sure you speak for yourself. If you can't create an opportunity after the opportunity is, if you can't create the opportunity for yourself after it's presented in front of you, then that opportunity is not yours. You have to create it for yourself.
Yeah.
Don't be lazy and think that you just, oh, I'm performing in front of this person and they gonna sign me. Cause it's not gonna work like that until you open your mouth and be like, hey, how can we work? Never ask for handouts. I always ask how much does it cost? Or I never say, hey, I ain't got the bread right now. If I know I ain't got the bread right now, I'm gonna be like, hey, listen, I will hit you back in a couple weeks. I just want to inquire about a price. It's never on some free shit because I don't want to give anybody free. I don't want free shit for myself.
Yeah.
Like an artist told me last night, Moss, I got a hoodie for you. I said, oh, he said, what size you? I said, extra large. I said, how much it cost? He said, bro, it's free. I said, bro, I don't want shit free. Cause y'all didn't come here free. I get it, but I'd rather pay for it because I would appreciate it more if I know my money is in it. In my mind.
Challenge, yo. You support, and at the end of the day, in your mind, because I get it, I'm the same way too. Where like, at the end of the day, you have to understand this is your 9 to 5.
Absolutely.
This is your job. So the person who's the artist, that's their job. Their 9 to 5.
True.
In a sense,
True that.
right?
True that.
Like just saying like,
quote unquote.
you know. So as far as like with me, like as well, like I'm the type like, yo, if I don't like I'm inquiring a price. What's the budget? What can we work on?
What can we work on?
I'm very like transparency goes a long way. You know, you can be like, yo, it's either you give me the number, I can work with it, or I'm gonna tell you I'm not ready right now, but I'm gonna come back.
Absolutely.
You understand?
Or I barter. I will barter with people too.
But
you know what I'm saying?
But that's the beauty of business is bartering, negotiation, and just the fact of you coming correct.
Absolutely. Definitely. And one thing I pride myself on is respect.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I pride myself, even if I don't know who you are. Like, if I walk into a room and I don't know nobody, I'm going to be like, what's up, everybody? I'm DJ Moss. How y'all doing if I seen y'all before? You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to just walk in a room and not speak. I'm never bigger than nobody else inside that room. I don't care if everybody in that room came to see me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I bought Charlamagne's book, Black Privilege, a while ago. And then one thing I remember he said out of the book, he said he had a meeting one time and Beyonce walked in. And Beyonce walked in and shook everybody's hand and said, hey, I'm Beyonce. He said, if Beyonce can do that shit, then everybody else don't feel like they need to be bigger than nobody else. I said, you right about that.
That's a fact. And I have that book. I haven't read it yet.
No, really, it's great.
It's great.
It's great.
But yo, Moss, I just want to say thank you. You know, again, like, just taking the time being here with me, you know, discussing just the process within just who you are, your brand, and just like the process in itself, you understand?
Absolutely.
Because again, going back to it, the power of network from how you started, from coming from a small town to where you're at now.
Absolutely.
The accomplishments, the executions you've done, it's a blessing. And you know, like the way you moving, yo, I ain't ready, bro. Like
you gotta stay consistent though. Consistency is key.
Absolutely, you know. So where can everyone find you? You know, all your platforms, your social media, everything.
Everything is official B.Moss. OFFICIAL. The letter B and then Moss, MOSS.
Okay.
Everything there. My website is officialmossent.com.
Okay.
Everything, all events is on the website. Everything that I'm doing is on all my platforms, and I shop my team and my company out as well on all my platforms.
That's dope. That's what, yo, guys. All his information is gonna be in the description below.
That's it.
There's no reason why you can't follow him.
Right.
Hit him up. None of that. I don't want to hear the excuses. So I want to just say thank you to everybody who's been showing nothing but love, liking, commenting, just everything, subscribing, and yo, network with this man. It's a blessing. It's your girl V-Henny, the artistry. Y'all already know the vibes, and we're out, man.
We out.
Peace.
Know how to roll, been on left shit, I don't got a job. Swinging like Jackie Rob, you know, swerving this traffic like Jackie Rob.